Welcome back to Direct Selling Shift. Blake Mallon here. And can I just take a minute up front and pause and just express how much gratitude and how inspired I am about the momentum that's happening right now across the Shift community. And I just got to say that because I had some amazing conversations this week, unexpected conversations this week with some amazing industry legends that just reached out and said they wanted to connect and talk about Shift. And I hopped on some Zoom conversations and just smiled and listened as they told me, wow, the episodes we're including in our mastermind conversations with all these amazing leaders, and everybody's loving the stories and the impact. I had another conversation with a gentleman that just said, I loved the most recent episode. I have to introduce you to, and started just sharing with me all these amazing, inspiring stories of up-and-comers that are crushing it right now in their businesses. And it just made me proud for the work we're doing here and the impact that we're already making just out of the gates. We're just beginning, having just come across our first 10,000 downloads, and I really feel like we're just at the starting line. So I just wanted to share that story, personal excitement with all of you. And I love our time together where every other week, opposite of the guest conversations, we get a chance to have just a conversation, you and I, where we cover some of the most significant shifts, the key themes from our previous week's guest. And last week, did you catch it? Was an absolutely exceptional conversation with Ellen Ludwig, a true force in the direct selling world. She spent 8 years as a sales director in more the traditional path and then took the leap we've all made down the road of entrepreneurship. Now, nearly a decade of experience later, she propelled her income to 10 times what she was earning in a great corporate role. And we just had an inspiring conversation. We could feel her passion for people. We talked a lot about authenticity, kind of who she is and how she found her voice, and dove into her journey, resilience, right, determination, and so many amazing conversations. Really the power of aligning with a company vehicle that has a structure and programs that you can adopt as your own. One of the benefits, right, of this space, the importance around language, titles, terms, identity, and how we can adopt an identity that elevates not only our positioning, but our feeling and how we show up every single day, touching on work, life, balance, a lot of conversation on last week's episode when it comes to social selling, social media, tools, tactics, what's working today, and adapting technology down to specifics on content, strategy, types of posts that are working and not working, and how to use all of that to grow a business, to build community, and to put yourself on a path toward achieving your goals in your business. So if you missed the episode, go back, rewind last week, catch the full episode. These shift summaries are just designed to highlight a few of the key themes, the shifts that stood out most to me in these conversations, as a way to remind you of what we can immediately be not just hearing, right? Not just learning, but immediately applying to grow our business, our team, our incomes, and our lives. So let's talk about 3 shifts that really stood out to me in our conversation with Ellen Ludwig last week, starting with shift number 1, connecting your passion to your path. And it was the first part of our conversation. I just heard that word directly, passion, 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 keep coming up in Ellen's natural conversation. So I pause and ask the question of how important it is to really have a passion for what we do. And I loved her reply. And the obvious is you have to be passionate as an entrepreneur, in my opinion, to really reach your full potential. You can't just be doing the thing to do the thing. And you can't just be doing the thing for, a paycheck on a Friday or a Monday or a feeling of something you have to do. That is not going to create the energy you want to transfer to other people and get the results that you want. At the end of the day, succeeding as an entrepreneur to your highest potential, you gotta find a real passion, not just semantics. This isn't just a word we throw around. A real passion, a fire inside, a desire inside, a real, genuine enthusiasm you can feel inside. You have to feel it in order to transfer it. And the guidance Ellen gave us was, well, you can find that passion a couple different ways. And in my 25 years in this channel, I've found that there's so many people that get really passionate about the thing, right? The product or the service that we're bringing to the world. And that's amazing. What's your passion level right now on what you are bringing to others? That value proposition you're bringing to consumers. On a scale of 1 to 10, where's your personal passion when it comes to that actual tangible conversation? Now, for many, it may not be the actual thing that we are bringing to the world as a product or service. Maybe it's this vehicle itself. Maybe it's the entrepreneurial path. Maybe it's showing people there is another way. But in all cases, you have to connect a passion for something to the path that you're on in order to make sure you're bringing the energy, you're bringing the fire, and you have it in you to get through and overcome what you're going to have to, inevitably, we all do, in order to reach that fullest potential. So, shift number 1, we got to connect a passion to the path that you are on right now. Where is your passion level for either the thing you're promoting, the opportunity you have, or this as a means or a vehicle to where you want to go? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you at, and what do you need to do, the inner work? Conversations like this to realign so you can bring that up to a 9 or a 10 so you can move at the pace and the speed that you're capable of. Let's make the shift. Now, shift number 2 that I really got from our conversation with Ellen, and this was much more tactical, strategic, was the clarity we need to have on who your ideal customer is. Now, this is more of a marketing conversation. In the context of our conversation with Ellen, she told us she's entirely online right now. I think she said 100%. Now, we've had dialogue of a lot of guests that some I was already surprised to hear that even today we've had conversations with people at the top of their businesses that are entirely offline. But my question for you right now, if I were to put you on the spot and challenge you to tell me right now in a couple sentences who your ideal customer is. Go. Could you tell me? Are you thinking about it in your head? Do you already have it articulated, written down, clarified, identified, memorized? Because according to our conversation with Ellen, she said she doesn't post anything without keeping her ideal client or ideal customer in mind. Who is your demo? Who are they? What's the demographic? Is it male? Is it female? What age range? Right? Who is that target avatar or profile? Now, Ellen's conversation went a step further even to the avatar or niche conversation we have heard consistently, hint, hint, clue, clue, from a few of our past guests. I love how she gave us a handful of things, 6 specifically. You might want to write these down. I wrote them down in our conversation. I think it's a key theme and insight from our conversation with Ellen. 6 things you need to know. 6 questions when it comes to our ideal client. Who are they? Number 1. Number 2, what do they want? Number 3, what do they think they need to do? Number 4, what do they actually need to do? 5, what desired results do they want? And number 6, what real results will you get them? I thought that's a brilliant framework. Who are they? What do they want? What do they think they need to do? That's the things in their head that maybe are misperceptions, right? Or objections that gives you an opportunity to educate or correct or adjust or shift. What do they actually need to do? This is where you can speak from your authority and your experience, giving people a revelation, a how-to. What are the desired results they want, and what can you do to help them get it? And these are the questions that we bring into our approach to marketing, our posts, our reels, our stories, our TikToks, our YouTube, our conversations. We have to know who our ideal client is deeply. And then we have to craft our marketing. And today, marketing is social media content in most cases, in order to resonate with who that person is. And if we don't, we're just throwing stuff on the internet. And there's a lot of stuff on the internet. But if you're speaking to who your ideal client is, your ideal client is going to resonate with that content. And that's what's going to start the conversation. So we need to make the shift. I'm asking you now, are you clear on who your ideal client is? Answer those questions and watch the shift in your business and impact you immediately start to see. Now, shift number 3, you need to do the work. Do the work. There's no way around that. There's no cheat code. There's no shortcut. No matter what someone's Instagram says or what advertisement someone is promising, in all cases, every time, it's true. You need to do the work. And we get a chance to hear these amazing legends on this show. And a lot of them, they've been 5 years in their past, 7 years in their path, a decade in their past, some multiple decades in their path. And it's easy to look at someone that has done the work and the life they have and be like, I just want a time warp to where they're at today. But in every one of their stories, you got to hear they did the work. And that's going to be true for you. There is no shortcut. You're going to start. It's going to be hard. In the beginning, it's going to feel like you're putting in more effort, more time, more energy than maybe the reward that's coming back now. You know what that's called? Normal in the world of entrepreneurship. It's time and energy and effort and sweat and grind up front. And everybody goes through it. And there's no way around it. So if you're in that season right now and you're doing the work, you're doing the thing is the thing. You're having the conversations, you're posting the content, you're creating the chats, you're following up on Zooms, you're doing the presentations, you're getting the no's, you're handling the objections on the way to those yeses. You're on the right path. You're doing the work. But what I've also heard in all of these conversations is the lifestyle on the other side of the work is worth it. And every one of our guests, that's why they're taking time away from their teams and their families to come on this show and pour in to you, is because they have walked that same path and are in a place where they feel they need to reach down and share their story to inspire you that it is possible and it is worth it if you do the work and keep going. So we got to make the shift. Do the work, do the work, do the work. And here's what I know to be true. I know if you're listening to this, you're one of those that are doing the work. How do I know that? You're here. This is in your ear. Whether you're walking right now, whether you're at the gym right now, whether we're on the car speakerphone as you're driving right now, wherever you're plugging into these conversations, you're doing the work. This is making you better. It's giving you the strategies. It's giving you the shifts to propel you to the next level. And I applaud you for showing up and doing the work. And just know that it is and will be worth it. So my challenge for you this week is let's make the shifts. Let's look internally and connect our passion to our path. What can we do right now to elevate that energy right in our path? Let's get really clear, laser clear on who your ideal customer is. Like, write down those questions, write down those answers, and use that as a lens or a filter in all of your content, all of your conversations, and watch the immediate impact it gets when it comes to results. And let's just know that it takes doing the work. And if we're in that season and we're in that phase, be proud of yourself, celebrate yourself. You're doing the right thing. You're on the right path. You're doing what it takes, and it is worth it. We're on all the places. You know where to find us Apple Podcast, loving all the reviews. Spotify, loving all the reviews. For those that do take the time on these episodes, I know, it takes a couple seconds. You stop. You got to go to the platform, Apple, Spotify, find write the review, leave a message. It matters. It matters. It helps us get these conversations in front of even more entrepreneurs. So please and thank you. Drop by, leave some reviews. Apple, Spotify, Audible, and we're putting out videos on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is getting a lot of traction. If you'd rather watch the show, it's more entertaining. All of those available on YouTube. Follow us on social. And just remember, these shifts can impact your business, but a shift is also a gift. And one of the greatest gifts we can give is the right shift at the right time to someone else on their path. You never know what nugget, what little piece of information might just be the thing that unlocks and unblocks the people along your side right now. So share the show. Share the episodes. DirectSellingShift.com is the website you can find, and all the episodes are there if you want a simple link to share and some great content online, some clips from all of our guests that you can share in all of your content. Now, I got to warn you, next week is going to be an absolutely monumental conversation. I'm telling you, when we wrap this, I just sat and smiled. I was like, that was something special. Our guest coming on Monday brings an impressive 41 years of experience in the direct selling space. He is a master when it comes to culture, self-help, leadership. I mean, absolutely blew my mind some of the stories he shared and what he's accomplished, and really the testimony of consistency over time. He walks the walk and he lives the principles that he teaches. And I'm telling you, our conversation, it's unlike anything you've heard. It's perspective unlike anywhere else you can get from someone that has been not just doing this, but at the top of the top for over 4 decades. So make sure you're following the show. Turn on your notifications. Make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter if you want the email reminders, the SMS reminders, and show up on Monday, full presence, because I promise you, it's going to be a whole nother level. Until next time, everybody, let's make the shift.